Hi there. Welcome. You're tuning into Dork Tales. This is the Sprawl, a cyberpunk extravaganza starring some of Dork Tales' most playable players. In this cyberpunk adventure, we will delve into the darkness of the Oasis, a city that was once where the Rocky Mountains stood, now the base of a desolate swamp, the site of one of the only ways off the flooded and barren rock called Earth. Starting on my left, why don't we introduce ourselves to the camera? I'm Kelly, I'm the Master of Ceremonies, and this is...
Hi, I'm Christine. Are we introducing characters? Let's
introduce our characters.
I haven't actually settled on a name yet.
Oh.
Nobody's been helping me,
That's fair. Well, why don't we go ahead and talk... We'll talk about that real quick.
Cool.
So, talk about your character, Christine. Who are you playing?
I am playing a killer.
Cool. Did you look at this name? It's cool. Oh, by the way, I have a present for each of you that I totally didn't make it work. It is a list of male names, female names, handles, corporation names, and locations.
So, I actually did pull a real name off of this.
Okay.
But I wanted a name that everybody knew me as. And the other name might come up potentially, but it would be very few people know it.
Okay.
Sort of thing. So, we were looking at some, and I mean...
What's your real name? Do you want it to be known?
Well, I mean, as players, we can know it, but people have to not metagame then.
No, they're not going to.
Okay. But it's...
Because we're professionals.
I will forget it as soon as you say it.
Okay. Anyways, Shai Kova, S-H-A-I.
Okay.
I decided to pick two of the very differing language bases and show them
That's cyberpunk.
Yep.
That's what I thought.
You're doing it right. So why don't we? What nationality are you leaning the heaviest into for inspiration? Slavic?
I don't know. She's white.
That could be Slavic.
Yeah,
That could be anything in cyberpunk.
Oh well, Kova made me think of that.
Russian.
So
Whereas Shai is more, I think, Asian.
Slavic paganism. Let's see. Let's look up a nice little thing about, I don't know, history. These are all really hard to pronounce names aside from Thor. Like Smorgil.
So I was trying to think of stuff that maybe would go along with what she does, which all her weapons are like the big fuck off guns.
Yeah.
So, but it ends up being stuff that is just going to be calling to like X-Men. Like most of these shows have taken all the good nicknames.
Well, take it back. Claim it back. Claim it back. Why not? What were you thinking?
Well, something like Storm for Storm of Bullets, or I don't know, Rogue, or I was looking at stuff like Brass and Blitz, but I kind of feel like those aren't fun and not very feminine, or particularly for like a regular name a character's known by.
Okay.
Could be like Ice.
I like
Put people on Ice.
I like Nova. Nova was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody likes that one?
I
Yeah.
didn't hear that, but
Okay.
I approve.
All right. So introduce Nova to the camera and tell us who she is.
She's the killer.
So Nova is a killer for hire who is decked out with cyberware and.
She has dermal plating and a neural interface, so you don't see that one. You might see the dermal plating, but it could just be under her skin.
All right.
She has very divine cheekbones then. I don't know.
Positively chiseled.
Positively chiseled. And just because we are doing a single mic record tonight, I would also like to remind everybody to keep an eye that we are staying right in this zone right here when we talk. So if you look up and you notice that you're way down here, fix it. All right. Moving around, Mike, what are you playing?
I am Michael. I am playing Chase Miller. Corporate lackey. Really boring. Wait, that's his day job. At nighttime, he's a cutting-edge hacker who is trying to bring down the corporation that he works for from the inside and using all of his know-how to get information on all of his cohorts to try to motivate them to help him in the quest to destroy the evil corporation.
Which evil corporation? Evil Corp?
Evil Corp.
Evil Corp?
Yeah.
Which in this game is called Iodine?
Iodine.
All right. Bryn, introduce yourself.
Yo, my name's Bryn. I'm going to be playing 9. She's basically a robot that was designed to infiltrate places and kill people. And she is owned by Iodine as well. Yeah, that's the key point.
That's a pretty good key point. James.
I am Victor. I'm James. I'm James first, and I am also Victor Crudge, the outland driver who's come in to who's moved into the city and is now taking jobs as both a driver and a drone jockey.
You like names that go cra, don't you? It's the second time on this channel you played one.
I know, but I like something that's short and structural and memorable.
Yeah, it took me a moment to think, wait a minute, isn't that the same? No, that was
That was Crutch.
That was Crutch. So, yeah, sorry. I didn't even think of that, but yeah, it's
This is different. This is a completely different guy. Far scalier.
Well, there's a lot of radiation out there.
It is. It's true. And finally, someone who we don't see very often.
Hello, I'm Caitlin. I'm playing Penny Price, who's a reporter. She also has particularly cyber glasses, I think is what they're called. Yes. And a neural interface as well, which you also won't be seeing. And yeah, she used to work for a particular corporation, but as such has cut ties with them and is now working for another one, which I don't really know yet. So
We're going to talk about that in a minute, actually. It's going to be really good. So, Caitlin, it's really good to have you back on Dork Tales. It's been quite a while, and we've missed you. I think the last thing that you were actually in was it City of Mist?
recorded like
Besides being on the Vampire
yeah,
podcast,
I think so.
which is in semi-perma torpor.
No, Torpor.
Torpor. Well, poke the Lankea Sanctum because they keep having real life things.
Yeah.
So anyway, the Sprawl is a game about cyberpunk, which is the merging of future technology and kind of a dystopian world where corporations have become mega corporations and taken over the world. So like 2022, I think is when this is set. But seriously, this is a fantastic game by Hamish Cameron called The Sprawl that you should check out if you have not already. It's powered by the Apocalypse. So we're going to be using these things called playbooks, which is how we get titles like The Killer, The Hacker, The Infiltrator, The Driver, and The Reporter. All right. So we have developed a world that is basically Earth. The game is set in the distant future, at least 100 years, probably closer to 200 or 300 years in the future, when the sea levels have completely risen and drowned out most of the planet. In other places, it has gone completely arid. Most of the profitable land is homegrown by billionaires. And you are living in the remnants of Denver, Colorado, which is now known as the Oasis. So I still have our notes from our creation sessions, which we will be uploading as podcasts soon. And of course, characteristically, this is my notes, so they're very spread all over my page. So the Oasis is a series of district rings that circle a giant space elevator. In order to prevent the world from completely frying when the ozone layer gave up the ghost, an artificial energy barrier is around the planet, and there are only certain places where you can safely pass through it. This elevator is one of those places. Everybody of value hopped aboard one of the Muskcrafts to Mars. Muskcrafts, there. That's a little easier to say with space. And are happily enjoying their existence on Mars. Tentatively, I like to think of this story as called Dreams of a Red Sky. Because who doesn't want that? And it's pretentious and sounds like Philip K. Dick. So the things that we're going to try to keep ourselves into in this game as we go is that every step of this should be fun, yet simultaneously dehumanizing, hyper-capitalistic, and this is basically it. Amazon owns everything now. So we have a number of really good corporations, and we're going to just jump in talking about stuff. I have so many notes. All right, so every player, I want you to take a moment, and here are some pages if you need some notes. So grab some, pass it down. I want you to describe a megacorp that you are attached to. Everyone, including me, is going to put one of these on the table. And I'm going to list some that are already in play. You can choose to grab it as your option. This does not have to be one that you are owned by. It can very easily be one that just has caused you trouble or that you think is particularly interesting. Okay? So, the ones that we have so far are, let's see. We have so many. So first off, we have Iodine, which is an AI manufacturing and various other enterprises. So they do AI, they do military hardware, they do... what else do they do, Mike? You were there when we built it. Cybernetics, okay. So we have Annex Small Arms. We have Paragon Judiciary Services, which are the Rent-A-Cops. We have Global Frontiers Agricultural. We have Kanto Cryosys, which is a cryosystems firm. We have Healthy Games. We have Office Tactical. We have Oishi Foods. We have JP Chow & Co. We have Grub with 2 B's. We have H&G Nutritionalists. We have Xeno Botanicals, or their rival company, Xenogrow, which focus on growing plants from other worlds on Earth and splicing gene technology, making tomatoes that glow in the dark, things like that. We have Kowalski Chrome, which is a cyberwar manufacturer. We have Specialty Consumables. That was inventive. Then we also have a number of ones that we continue to build inside a game. So let's see. We have 3 automobile manufacturers. We have Bergamasaki. We have Stratowagen. Think different. Aerostar. And then we have, let's see, United Solutions, a hardware and military company. We have Macron Lock, which is terraforming and groundbreaking and ground building. We have Revita, which is a Medifix company. We have Happy Shopping Network. We have the Babel, BABL, which is the church. BABL is the information mismanagement people use to work for, if I'm not mistaken. Then we have the humanitarian. It was United Humanitarian Solutions. Then we have the church, Mechromatic Marquee. Or was that a different place? Mechromatic Marquee was that was the cyber sex channel. Then we have, we have Outer Heaven. That's what it was, which was the church type thing. So I'm going to start off. Someone hand me a piece of paper, and I will jot one down. So I'm going to pick my favorite here. I'm going to put Happy Shopping into play. And so what we do at this stage is we describe what this thing means for us, what the corporation actually brings into the world. And game 1, where is that chapter? The only problem I have with this book is that there's a lot of stuff in it, which isn't honestly the worst. Okay, so Yeah, well, I don't know where it is. So, I'm just going to define it really quickly and how it relates to the setting. So, happy shopping, and it has to be said like that, is a when Walmart was sold to a Korean pachinko firm in 2182, it became the Happy Shopping Network, which conglomerated with an Amazon-like. Basically, it's Alibaba mixed with Walmart. And it is advanced to the point that if you pull out your phone and you dial, you can instantly purchase anything legal.
Pull out your phone. Isn't everyone like LoJack now? Has it?
Some people are, some people aren't. Depends on, you definitely are. We'll place it up to character. One thing about this game that is very cool is that everything is dependent on fiction. If the moves, when you make a roll, it's a move. For example, mix it up. You're going to get in a fight. But if we are doing a run and there is a very tall wall up ahead, and I say, okay, Christine, what do? There's a wall directly in front of you down a blind alley. It's about a 10-foot tall wall. The men with guns are chasing you and Hayes, your hacker friend.
There's obviously a garbage can right there. I step on it.
You just leap the wall?
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. Hayes, what do? Because you sure as hell can't jump that wall.
No, there's no way I'm making it up that wall. I don't know. I'm going to try to make nice with the people.
See, and then we work to the fiction like that. Alternatively, Christine could say, I jump up and do the hangover and try to grab him while holding on to...
obviously we're partners. I was just kind of...
Yeah, I know. But just for the example, right?
Do the
So
the drape over, grab, yoink!
There is a rumor that there is Happy Plus and Happy Black, which allow you to purchase different services. However, that is members only. Buy some credits, or get some credits and you'll find out. Christine.
Sorry. I would like one of the small arms or cybernetic companies.
So there is Annex Small Arms, which was a Southern American firm that started up when Texas finally seceded from the Union. And then there are the big boys, United Humanitarian Solutions, which also include their own SWAT force, which you could have been a part of.
I love that it's United Humanitarian Solutions.
Yeah, UHS.
It's a solution for humanitarian concerns.
Oh no, refugees! Well,
we have a solution for you.
Also,
how did they get over the wall?
Because they jumped into the mulching factory.
Yeah, so it was United Humanitarian Forces?
Solutions.
They saw.
And how are they connected to you? Did you used to work for them?
You could work for them and then be on contract to Iodine.
That you can work for anybody. You guys are actually starting with Iodine this session. You are, well, you can start with them, but your first mission is not with Iodine.
Well, I figured maybe I'm working for them to pay off my dermal plating.
Okay.
My neural interface.
So you
did... I picked owned.
Cool. So you did you work for them? Did you just go straight to them out of like the equivalent of high school?
Probably.
You saw the recruitment thing in the shopping plaza?
I was just like...
All right. So, Christine, you have introduced United Humanitarian Solutions. All right, Michael. What are you going to take?
Well, I kind of, just by the sheer fact that I've owned by and work for Iodine, I would say that, but I don't want to be like pigeonholing my character.
Sure.
So part of me wants to be involved with the parish, which is...
The parish, that's what we called it.
Yeah, which is kind of the subscription-based afterlife service. And I figured my character probably owns like all of the subscriptions and hands out his subscription keys to everybody that he knows.
And so for the viewers who haven't watched the recording earlier, the way this works is that if you belong to one of these religions, you have a chip placed in your skull that makes a record basically of your brain signature, your delta waves and all of your memories. And when you die, it is uploaded to a virtual net that acts as a heaven. And it's a subscription service, so you better make sure that you're up to date when you die and afterwards, because they'll just unplug you. And there are many competing services. There is Nirvana Plus. There is the Parish, which is the current one. There is Eternifix. Hulu. Strangely, it didn't change. And but it's not available in Canada.
No.
It's now Hulu plus plus.
Wait,
It's now Hulu
Still have
XX.
Canada?
Canada's a thing?
Yeah, it's still a thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's still a Trudeau on in the whatever house.
Trudeau the Ninth.
Trudeau the Ninth. Yeah, she's a 7 foot tall gorilla monster, but she's in power. All right, so the parish is Michael's. Bryn.
I was gonna do my manufacturer.
So Iodine, or who's
I
your?
don't think they were gonna be my manufacturer. Like, maybe I'm on lease to them.
Was
but, like,
who's your manufacturer? Was it Cube?
I don't know.
Well, because you're fed by Android cubes.
I'm fed by Android cubes.
Yeah, Android cubes, body slots. You get slotted cubes. That's how you eat. Well, I mean, you can digest, but it's
So
not
like
good.
9-volt batteries, only tastier.
So
Do I eat them like through my mouth, or do I plug them in somewhere?
there's a plug. It's right here. Or you can invent a name.
I was looking at Exadev on here. I thought that's
How do you spell it?
EXADEV, like Exadev Engineering or something.
That sounds great. So that's your maker. Okay, now everybody make sure to note these things on your own sheets. James.
I'm going to go with the Macron terraforming.
So would this be under links?
Not quite yet, but just like when it matters to you, write it down somewhere on your sheet or on your side piece.
Anyway,
On your side piece.
so with Macron, I was thinking that there was originally I was part of like a gang that kind of took over one of their like terraforming units,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was actually like, and I was part of the gang, and they managed to like, and Macron managed to contact me like under the radar while I was there, and I actually like sold out my friends
That sounds right.
in order to get like my neural interface and stuff like that, and then I got a free ticket into the city, and that's how I ended up in the city and basically like looking for work. But I've got my equipment, and I'm not owned or anything like that because I paid my debt.
But if you ever run into those people,
Oh,
again,
they're gonna be so pissed.
they might be.
So that's why I took Hunted.
Yeah.
Oh, did you check Hunted?
Yeah. So I've got rejected. When your former membership in the Outland Raiders hinders the mission marked experience.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah, and sorry. How did I get my neural interface? You fucked someone over for it. You're hunted. And I believe the guy who's hunting me is Vasco the Fist. So you can have fun with that.
Okay.
Wait, how did he get that nickname?
Oh, I don't
want to know.
There are some questions you don't ask.
Okay. So, and then Caitlin.
Okay. I was going to introduce, I guess, Babel.
Babel?
So that was the one that I used to work for, right?
Yep.
So they're also the ones who got me my cybernetics. So I still kind of don't, but kind of work for them because they own me.
Oh, okay.
Still.
So when they need you, you're there.
Yeah.
Like a good neighbor.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure. Yeah, we'll go with that.
State Farm is there.
Yeah.
Which question on that?
Yeah.
For the directives for a character, the choose two.
So I'm actually going to hop into those in just a second,
Okay.
actually. So every character, let's see, you've described a megacorp. So how much do you know or care? Who owns you? How are you connected to them? We already did that. Next, so you've named yourselves and described yourselves. So everybody has taken notes of each other's names.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay. Before next session, we're going to have hover things over people, but we didn't have time. I know, fancy. So we've got Nova.
Yeah.
We've got, Nova. Almost. There we go. Nova.
Straight down.
Then we have Nova, Hayes, 9.
Crudge.
Penny.
There we go. That's easy. So, there are also some questions about your cyberware that need to be addressed. And I think most of them have already been touched on, but if you have not answered them real quick. Step 3, preparing to play. Here we go. Name and describe your characters. Assign stats. Choose cyberware. So, why did you get a part of your body cut out and replaced with electronics?
I picked career.
Career?
Yeah.
Yep, didn't want to die. Okay, that works.
Dermal plating for
Cool.
the win.
And you've picked how you did not, or pardon me, how you afforded it?
I'm owned.
Okay.
I think I decided that just now that United Humanitarian Solutions owns me.
Okay.
I work for them to slowly pay it off.
All right. Then anybody else have to own up to that?
Yep, I've got my neural interface. Yeah, I'm gonna go with prosthetic.
Okay.
I think I was in the firefight that ensued. I was like shot in the back or something like that. So they basically wove it in. I was shot in the neck. Yeah, let's have it in the neck. But he survived, and they basically installed that as a way of one, paying him off, and two, giving him back the ability to move and do stuff.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice of them. Good guys.
Yeah,
Good guys.
They go.
So no
Macron.
wonder they're really pissed now that you buggered off.
What, Macron? Oh no, my people? Oh, my people are gonna murder me.
Yeah,
I'm
because they
gonna
did
get
all that for you, and then you.
No, the company put it in after he
Oh,
betrayed the
okay.
other guys.
Yeah, I got
okay.
shot in the neck. I got shot in the neck
for
after
you.
that.
And that was why. You
Anybody else need to own up to that? All right,
I
cool.
think I just did.
You just did.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to move to the next step, which is you've chosen your playbook moves. Everyone has chosen your gear.
Yeah.
Okay, so next, I want you to consider your character's background. Where you come from, what circles they move in if you already haven't, okay? Now, based on that, somewhere on your sheet, there should be a contact section.
Yes. Contact.
So what you'll do, just in light pencil, all I want you to do is outline one group of people that you think you would have contacts in. That can change later, you can improv it later, but everybody should have one going in. So like mercenary soldiers, office workers, hackers, slum people, or techies, or junk rats. Right? You got tons, James.
Yeah.
You also have tons as a reporter.
The entire low economic spectrum is
Basically, yeah. So come up with somebody, and that can be people on the Matrix. It can be people in real life. It can be anything really.
Do they have to be specific people or just groups?
Just a group.
Okay.
And then you can draw people out of that super easily, and you can also create. So that's what this short name list is. Feel free to mix and match, because there are some real winners down here, and I already have a bet on one that is going to be used.
Oh, so we should pick a specific name from that group.
If you want.
Okay.
You don't have to. But when the time comes, what you can do is you can say, I know a guy. And then I say, who's this guy? And then when the time comes, you're like, it's De La Vera. It's not a guy at all. Or maybe she is. I don't. It doesn't. It's 2380. No one cares.
Gender broke a while ago.
Gender is screw on these days. So. All right. So that's a pretty easy step. Just write a note what circle these guys are going to come from. Then you're going to choose your directive. Each playbook includes 4 personal directives. Mm-hmm. You're going to pick 2 of those. This is how you gain experiences as a character. You'll also gain experiences as a group. So as we go through a mission, you will have 5 mission directives as well. Things like take the job, acquire the asset, kill Bob, return with Bob's head. This is not you, Bob, if you're watching. So, and then like get paid. So every step of that, you get a point toward experience.
Okay.
Or a point of experience toward your basic advancement.
So what my question was going to be originally for that was for stuff like network or protective, could I put the company that owns me?
Sure.
So like protective, when you put your responsibility to
Yes.
United Humanitarian Solutions ahead of the mission, mark experience.
You can put whatever you want into that fiction.
So if we had like a mission and they're like, hey, you need to get across town and do something, and it's like, shit.
Or
Okay.
I got a better one for you. United Humanitarian Solutions also has its own SWAT brigade that you can be rented. You guys are raiding a facility. You're going really well. They call for backup. Of course, you're raiding happy. But they have a contract with UHS. And a UHS task force shows up to fight you. Who do you fight?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, this is where it is. So the first time we played this, we had weird links. So we're going to pick links in a second, which are character background traits that we share with each other that can be positive or negative. And I always wondered, why the hell would you have negative ones? There seems to be no reason in the fiction until you start thinking that corporations control your life and you have mixed loyalties. Because it says that you don't have to start as friends. In fact, it assumes you're not starting as friends. You're co-workers with guns. I don't trust any of my co-workers at all anyway, so...
I was thinking of that like the Ronin movie.
You think everything is Ronin, though.
I like that
I
movie.
know,
It's
I know.
good.
That's fine.
Fits.
It's funny. It comes up a lot. I still need to watch it.
Oh, you haven't watched it? Oh,
I've never seen it. I think I've seen like 10 minutes of it at your house.
Oh.
And then I had to leave or something, but it was like... Anyway, but I will watch it someday. Find what streaming service it's on. So pick 2 directions, and you can pick anybody to go into that. You can choose additional people. And I don't need to know what this is necessarily.
Do they offer any suggestions for stuff like, I can never pronounce this word. Bible thumping, essentially.
Can I see?
Yeah, it's the top one.
Oh, proselytizing.
Yeah, I
That's...
can't pronounce it.
Describe your belief system. When you persuade others to act according to your beliefs, mark experience. So that could be something really, really hypercritical and war-based, such as we don't leave anyone behind. We don't live in either way that works. We don't leave men behind. We don't leave survivors. We don't leave witnesses. Meanwhile, the reporter might have problems with this.
United Humanitarian Solutions.
Oh,
we don't leave
yeah,
anyone
actually.
behind.
When you absolutely need
Literally.
no trace.
We solved all the human problems.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't think these sunglasses were working when I bought them.
I like them.
Yeah.
They're the Edith glasses.
Yeah.
That red line is distracting for me, I
Is
find.
it? I can fix that. Boop.
Yay!
Nice. Yeah.
And then I can go.
You guys can't see it, but there was like a
box
that was
Yeah.
Boop.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Aha.
fancy.
I
We
know.
can stare at ourselves now.
In Big O Vision.
I need one of these. I need the Tony Stark mustache.
I think you look like the evil guy from like Mass Effect 2.
Shepard, welcome.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, Smoking Man? Yeah,
I'm the elusive man. I'm
Elusive
so
Man, that's right.
elusive.
You're right there. I can see you.
No, I'm very elusive.
Oh, where did he go?
Ah! Wait.
All right, where were we?
Directives.
Okay.
So I was thinking that I was like owned, like UHS bought a bunch of units from Exadev, one of which was me, and like you guys, you're on like the human SWAT team, and you don't really like the robots because they're like kind of de-skilling your job, and you're like unions,
Yeah, maybe.
The Union returns.
right?
On the other hand, she's also probably totally happy to be like, yeah, that's basically Death Trap, go in and deal with it.
Meat shield, go. Sure, that could be a link too. It's kind of like a little bit like friendly, vindictive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, don't take my easy jobs, but go in and deal with that hard one.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we jump into links right now? Because this actually is covering that exact step you're talking
Oh,
about.
isn't that what we're doing?
We're doing directives.
We're doing
Oh,
directives.
damn it.
That's page 2 on your sheet, Ren. So if you haven't picked your directives already.
I did that.
Nice. All right. So, your links. The final step of the creation process, you will create a series of professional links between the 5 of you. Each player describes and introduces their character to the group. Then each player will tell everyone about a job their character did against one of the corporations established of the 6 we talked about. Describe your character's role in the job, the name of the corporation you ran the job against. You play a leading role in the job, either in charge of the entire operation or providing a critical skill around which the mission was based. Show off. This is your story of how cool you were. I will start a countdown clock for that corporation. If the countdown already exists, I will advance it. That means basically the more heat you start taking from that corporation because they are now on the agenda. I'm just going to put check marks next to those. The player to your left will tell you how their character was involved. They take +1 links with your character. The MC will advance that corporation's clock. Continuing to the left, each player will tell you how or if their character was involved too. If their character was, take +1 link with that character. Or they take +1 link with your character, I mean. For each character that contributes to the story, I know the character's involvement and I advance the corporate clock. So basically, you can have really good connections, but then the corporation might be watching. Your choices at this point and the previous step have significant role in determining the starting point and direction of the game. There are N characters and N+1 corporations. If you spread out your links and missions among corporations, none of the corps will be particularly bothered by your team, at least initially. On the other hand, if 2 players choose the same corporation and some other players choose to join them on those missions, the corporation's clocks could be filled up to midnight from the start of play. This is a lever that allows players to control the initial intensity of the game. Pull the lever as you wish, Kronk, but do so knowingly. The Kronk was mine. At the end of this step, each character who is involved in your job will have +1 links with you. Having links with people doesn't mean you're friends, or even that you like each other. Wow, did they finish the page? Oh, it's very tiny. Or that you work regularly together. It means that you're professionally aware of that person. You know how they operate. That's it. Get a job is how that chapter ends.
Okay.
So, who would like to go first? Because I've been putting Christine under the bus for a while.
We're telling a story.
You're telling a story of a job you ran involving a corporation.
And is that each of us have to tell a story, and
Yep.
everybody has to chime in on how they were connected to that story?
Or weren't.
Oh, okay.
But, sorry, does everyone chime in on each story, or only the person to the
So
left?
here, it's the way that it works. Who's going to go first? Okay.
I can tell a story.
Bryn, you're going to go first. When you're done with your story, so you're going to give the setup of like the time that you did X to this Y corporation.
Mhm.
Then James is on your left, so he will say whether or not he contributed or not to that mission.
Okay.
If he contributed in a way, like if he helped you in that mission,
Mhm.
he gets +1 link to you on his sheet.
Okay.
And then James passes it, and Caitlin can go, "Oh yeah, me too," or "No, God no."
Okay.
And then it keeps going around and then you're done. You tell one story,
Mhm.
and that's it. And when we did it, there was a negative, though, wasn't there? When Alexa ran at that time, I feel like
Like
there
there's
was.
a way to have like a
Oh.
negative link.
Yeah, I feel like there was. We're not doing that because
Yeah.
that seems complex.
Well, I think there was an adversarial one where it was like your character and my character were like on opposite sides of a fight.
Yeah,
You were like supposed to secure something, and then my like little
you
brother-
killed them, and then I conked you. I think
Something like
it
that,
was
yeah.
something like that. I was like, you got the guy, but then I knocked you out.
Yeah, and then sorry, because I shot out the windows of the
Or no, I was trying to get him. I was the hunter. So it says they take +1 links with your character. So I believe they mark points on their sheet. You don't mark them.
Okay.
Yeah, so
So-
then
so
when it
you
comes
choose
around
to
to, like,
link
say,
it
my
people.
story,
Right.
and you link, then you would get links to me.
So the storyteller does not mark anything on their turn.
On the links thing, is it like everybody's name?
Yeah.
And then your
So
number
put
of
everybody's name,
connection?
which is weird because it's on the diagonal. So
Yeah.
So Bryn should go on the smallest line because her name is one letter or one number.
Well, you're supposed to write it as like a word.
Are you?
I don't care. Do whatever you want.
All right. So go
It's
first.
also a number. So 9 was deployed as part of her asset management and recovery team.
Mhm.
They manage and recover assets, and by that they mean they kill things. I think like via. So I'm gonna say UHS was contracted by Iodine to take out an executive for what is it? Martin Locke? Is that the terraforming?
Macron lock terraforming.
Yeah. So it was like an off-world job, and yeah, she was deployed, and it was like an off-world oil rig, but like a terraforming rig.
Okay. So you were going against Macron lock.
Yeah.
Okay. There's an X there.
An executive visiting kind of like the rig, and she was required to take him out with like a sniper rifle, because that's kind of like what her role is on the team.
So did you do it from like the elevator?
I kind of imagine the terraforming rig being like a huge kind of thing on the ground of a planet, and so this was maybe like on a mountain, like a kilometer away.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Sure. But this was off world.
Yeah, off-world.
Okay. So I don't think anybody else could join you on that one.
Yeah.
You were off-world.
But since we did some of the reworking,
Are you not off-world anymore?
my guys just like from the outland areas of Earth now.
Oh, okay.
What if it was what if it was on Earth, but it was still like a terraforming operation?
Yeah, sure. It could
Like-
have been like a remediation operation or something.
Yeah, that sounds good. So,
Ooh.
but you did you can do better than a kilometer.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many kilometers was it?
I don't know, like 5 clicks out or something.
A 5 kilometer sniper shot? Is that all?
I mean, that's why you build a murder robot, right?
Yeah, I think you can probably because like a human can do a 5K shot. Like someone just did recently, didn't they?
No.
Did really? I think like 2.
No, I think like
Was it 2?
guns don't go that far.
Guns don't go that far. I think the longest shot was something like was done in.
Anyway, you keep going. Were you in on this, James? Because someone just
Ooh, I was against Macron. No, I don't think I was in on this one.
okay. Then control goes to Caitlin.
Yeah. Maybe you came to me for some information.
I will say, the longest sniper shot was 3,500 meters.
Okay.
3.5K.
So
That's dope.
so in the future, like 5K
Yeah, that's
doable.
seems pretty
that's
cool.
honestly like the Olympic power creep right there. You know, like
Either that or you're going like full like jackal with it, like where you just drive up with a truck and then you're unloading this giant sniper cannon. And
Pretty much.
it's a railgun, really.
Yeah,
you're,
railgun,
you're
dude.
shooting a marble.
then you don't even have to worry about drop too much, right?
Yeah.
It's too fast.
There's not enough gravity on the planet anymore, anyway. Anyway, so you joined in.
Yep.
Okay.
And you told me the information about like that they were traveling to the
Yeah, where he's gonna be at what time?
yeah
Who he usually travels with? Oh.
Scooby.
All right, Caitlin, mark a link toward Bryn.
Okay. Thanks.
All right, around the corner. So going against Macron terraforming in coordination with UHS.
Well, based on what the mission sounds like, I don't think they wouldn't actually have had backup. Is that far out?
You feel free to narrate a way that you would have helped, though.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's not unreasonable to like deploy as a team with a primary objective, and you were like the backup plan.
That's true.
And we're pissy that it like you didn't. You're like I didn't even kill it.
Either that or as a cooperative thing, and you were there to make sure it happened. So
Yeah.
you basically got to stand beside her with the gun, being like, "Do the thing."
Supervisor.
Well, or what if somebody noticed your location and they sent a squad out to take out any potential nests?
That's true.
And then you have to have a firefight going around while she's setting up the shot. Because that's even doper.
You create the distraction. It could be something like in order to get a wide enough shot, we needed to like force the executive to enact their like exit strategy. Like we wanted to get them to take their emergency shuttle, so you like bust in the front door, they run out the back, and just get popped in the head.
Or the only that's really good. Alternatively, the only good sniping location was in heavily armored gang territory, and you're like, "We need to borrow your house." Hey, yo, come at me, bro.
Automatic
Right.
shotgun.
Yeah.
Move.
His codpiece flips aside, automatic shotgun. You're like, fucking cyberware, sex machine. Anyway, so you've seen From Dusk Till Dawn, internet. You know what I'm talking about. All right,
Look it up.
so you were in on that.
Okay.
Yeah, you were. So mark a link toward Bren. Mike.
I wasn't directly involved, but Iodine probably heard about the results of the mission, and so downloaded all of the mission specs, which of course went past my capable little fingers, and it was an interesting afternoon read.
Okay, so that's not enough to get a link out of it.
No, but it's enough to plant the seed somewhere.
Okay, so overall, that means that
What are the links used for?
when you do a help or hinder roll, you
Okay.
add your plus links to the person.
Oh, cool.
So if you're like trying to help Mike over a wall or like prevent him from dying, and you add your links to it,
Okay.
and there are other things too.
And if
but
you want to not help them over the wall, you can like subtract your links from it.
I believe so.
Tight.
All right, James.
So, I was thinking that Crudge was involved in a job raiding. What was it? It's not like Studebaker. What was it?
It has to be one of the 6 that we talked about.
Oh, okay. So, what are my choices again?
You're Happy, UHS,
Okay.
Perish, Exadev, Macron Terraform, Macron Lock, or Babel.
Okay. Dang.
That's why it's important on that step.
Yeah, I missed that little bit, and so I was thinking of stuff in my head. And
That's okay.
Okay. So let's see. What can I? So, can I get those one more time? Sorry.
Happy, United Humanitarian Solutions, The Parish, Exadev, Macron Lock Terraforming, or Babel. Babel, which of course stands for broadband access broadcast L.
Okay.
Leisure.
I think I'll probably
Logistics.
I think I'm probably going to go after Happy in this particular one.
Happy.
So, in fact, it was at Happy Black that was kind of a particular interest. One of their Happy Black delivery ships was hanging out at one of the coming in for a scheduled pickup drop off at one of the local spaceport on the edge of the Oasis. And me and a team managed to drive in and basically loot some stuff from the supply trucks heading over there, and then basically had a bit of a flashy getaway as they escaped the area.
Did you just loot the trucks, or did you like spice this up? How awesome were you?
There was a driving gunfight through one of the spaceport entryways.
And so you were driving.
So yeah.
And how many guns were you shooting?
Well, I had the autocannon on the top of my van, like having a gunfight across a plaza with an armored car,
leaning out the window with 2 guns.
Driving with your knees.
No, but I had the back door. I don't even need my knees to drive.
We don't know about that.
But then I also had the back door open with Ox with his my drone Ox with his assault cannon going mowing through police cars and stuff.
Aw, they're just 9-to-5 workers that make minimum wage, James. This is the cyber. God, they make less than.
Well,
they make commission. How do you make commission as a cop? In the future, you'll know. Okay, cool. So you made it off with all of the TV VCR combo units.
Oh, if that's what they have.
I don't know. I'm referencing the Fast and the Furious right now.
Okay.
So.
But okay, sorry, I didn't do it.
No, it's okay.
We made off with whatever they happen to have there.
I mean, if it was Happy Black, it was probably...
it's going to be something.
Yeah.
It's up to you what Happy Black is, because Happy Black is one thing and Happy Plus is the other thing.
Ooh. I think Happy Black is some sort of dark fantasy bullshit. I don't know exactly what...
Okay, so slavery rings and
something,
You can buy a human.
Yeah, or an
android.
as dehumanizing
By
as you
me.
can. Sure, there was a rack of some.
It was the 8s though; they weren't as advanced. All right, so pass it to the left, Caitlin. Were you involved in this?
I don't think I was involved in this one.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I was involved in this one.
Meanwhile, I think Mike was involved in this one.
I kind of get that feeling.
Because this sounds like there's a lot of security going on.
I was probably running your tech support at the time.
Sounds great to me.
All right. And then to Bryn. Were you helping steal 8s?
From Happy? I'm gonna say probably not.
Probably not. Really? That's dehumanizing. But okay. Sounds good. All right, so you two were friendly as well.
Nobody loves me.
No, that's not. Michael loves you.
Yay, Michael.
I love
Yay.
you, but not in this context.
You don't love me, you love my droids.
Yeah.
And you probably utilize my Matrix persona. You
All
know,
right. So heading over to
It's probably
Caitlin.
my matrix persona that you utilized.
I was trying to be like, how can a reporter be super cool?
You could expose what Happy did.
See, I was thinking about something like that in favor of like, I don't know, and then something good happening to Babel too.
Totally.
Okay. Even though he just used Happy, I can do that too.
You absolutely can double up.
Okay.
You might have your Happy Prime account shut, but there are other companies.
Oh.
True.
I think you should do it. I think you should do it if you want to do it.
All right. Yeah. I like it. So exposing Happy. So what did Happy do? I'm
What did
really
you-
bad at making stuff up.
Well, what
on
did
the
you
fly.
You know, if you wanted to be in if you wanted to be have a link with mine, right? Mine might have exposed a lot of Happy bullshit that you might have been able to like frame up for that might have educated you on how to do your next job.
Okay.
Right.
Which is a good setup.
Yeah.
What did they do? Do we know? Do we need to know?
Maybe
So-
there was a leak of information somewhere.
Oh, who would have possibly done that?
I don't know.
So Happy Black and Happy Plus. Happy maybe is getting into the arms manufacturing game. Maybe it's getting to pharmaceuticals that are for kids. Marketed specifically to kids. Maybe they're in the sex trade. Maybe they're in the murder trade. Maybe they are doing...
I like that one.
Did they
Maybe
bring
they're-
back vape pens?
Maybe
Those
they're maybe they're killing people just to raise their comfort food sales.
Ooh.
Strategic murder.
Yeah, sad.
They
The
could
sad
be-
initiative.
They could even be like they could be strategically like poisoning products that people get. So people like order food and then they like slowly make people sick over time. So they have to like buy more medicine from them. It's a great idea. I should start a pharmaceutical
Oh
company.
my god.
You should.
Okay, I like that one though. That's a good one. Thank you. Oh,
Okay. Came to me as I was talking.
nice. I wish
Most
I could
things
do
do.
that.
So anyway, so what are we going with?
Alright, so I like
Put it in
that,
your words and what you did.
Alright. So Penny exposed Happy for they had decided to not just food though. They didn't just poison the food. They had some not so nice materials in some of their products, so it was just kind of getting into the air. So maybe in like their upholstery, maybe their chairs, whatever. They were selling.
Everything was just polluted. And...
Pretty much, yeah.
So basically, you ousted them for super cancer.
Yeah.
Was it super cancer or was it cancer A? Like, what are we talking about here? What level of evil are we talking here?
It's not like super cancer, but it's like something that's going to make lots of people, not everyone, but lots of people sick, so they have to buy more medication.
Does this include the sex dolls, the sex robots? Because if it gives some people wiener cancer, that is particularly a story that Babel would run the hell out of.
Yeah.
Either that, or they were like blackmailing. Like they're actually like built-in implants and stuff like that that recorded all the information, and then was dumping it, and so they could be like, "Ooh, look who actually uses these products,"
Mm.
in an underhanded way that would not be traceable back to them.
Mm.
That's true.
Mhm.
Which those recording devices gave them cancer. But I don't know. What do you want to go with? How were you? So how did you uncover it? How cool were you? What did you do? Just let your fantasy go wild, Caitlin. Don't censor yourself. Just do it.
You creeped around darkened building hacking computers.
You Lois Lane the shit out of that.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I set foot on. Like, I didn't just do the reporting or anything. I actually got like into their factory and figured out how they did it in the.
Did you like systematically disassemble one of their executives? Like, just like ruined his life.
That's not what I was thinking, but okay. No, I mean, I was thinking like with a screwdriver.
Maybe not.
It's a stupid 8 or it's a 7 unit.
Not quite.
All right. And then this probably caused some trouble with Happy. What about you? Were you involved in this?
Sorry.
Would she have needed muscle? Would you have been interested in taking this job?
Sure. Did you need somebody to kick in the door?
Yeah.
All right. I kicked in the door with my assault rifle.
Okay, that's a kick. That's a hell of a kick.
It's not really an assault rifle. It's a rifle with a bunch of other stuff added to it, so... I'm using it to assault them, though.
That's true. All right, Michael.
Part of me wonders if you made the connection what my Matrix persona and my actual everyday persona is, and you've been utilizing it to get information.
Maybe.
And you've been threatening to expose me and being the leak in my company. So, you know, it might be one of those keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
Was that a yes?
Maybe.
So that way you get, like, pretty much all the access to, like, really evil corporate information. I think that works.
All right, so you're in there. All right, Bryn.
I'm gonna say I owed you one, or maybe like this was in exchange for the information that you gave me to help with my project. So I gave you infiltration services, which could either be I sniper killed someone or helped with that for you,
Yeah, so how many
or
do we get on those before?
Well, look at your...
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
don't
We'll
worry
find
about it.
out.
Look at your harm clock and add 6 to it.
Potentially 6.
Okay.
So, Happy doesn't like you,
No.
but Happy...
or you could say I can like transform my face to like look like different things as like an infiltrator robot. So maybe you like I don't know had me help like sneak you into a building or something.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. And finally, James.
I think I was probably involved in that. If Nova's going in there to kick face in, there's always you want to be able to get out as well. So I think I provided logistical services in this regard, taking people in, getting people out, and making sure that there's no trouble with anyone following us.
Sounds great. All right, let's continue around the circle.
Alright, so it was Minds United, Humanitarian.
So I'm going to say Happy's tapped at this point.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then it was Babel.
Babel, the Parish, Macron Lock Terraforming, or Exadev, the Android manufacturing company. And Cyberware, because, obviously, what's an android but a full-body prosthetic with a brain?
I mean the brain's also prosthetic.
True. But it doesn't have to be.
Mine's a Skylake processor.
Skylight?
Skylake.
Oh, that explains the window.
Sorry.
So my thought was that perhaps haven't decided between Exodev or Babel.
So do you want to go after a media company or a hardware company? Do you want to go after the Syndicate or do you want to go after the NWO, or do you want to go after the Iteration X?
My thought was that it could be something where they had like a satellite office that had either gotten a hold of information that United Humanitarian really didn't like them having, and the order was to just go wipe that office out.
That would probably be Babel,
Yeah.
unless it was a corporate trade secret, or was it they know something we did bad?
I think that one.
Okay, so it was a hush order.
Yeah. And
So
it was tight timeline because they hadn't yet uploaded the information.
this mission is called the gag order,
Yeah.
or the slap with 2 P's. You know, what was it? Strike, last, or no?
Simple, lethal.
Assault, personnel placement.
But basically, it was a quick, had to do this right now because they hadn't uploaded it yet, and this was the last place that we had to deal
And so
with.
how cool were you?
I mean, I think pretty freaking cool.
How many
'Cause
people did you kill?
A lot.
And who was on their defense team? Anybody particularly noteworthy and badass? 12-foot tall, like mono whips for fingers, cyborg samurai dude. Like
Is that who works for Babel?
maybe, I don't know. I mean, everybody
Depends
can.
on how much heat we've got.
Not anymore.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm kind of thinking I John Wicked this.
Okay.
Like, really hard. It was one building. I just had to go through, wipe everybody out, and go clear all those hard drives.
All right. That sounds good. Let's pass it around the way. Michael, speaking of clearing hard drives, were you there?
I don't think I was. Well, maybe I'd have to physically be there. Maybe it was.
Well,
one of
were you
those-
involved, I guess is the question.
Yeah.
Were you there in spirit?
Or at least in Matrix spirit.
No, I was probably part of a cleanup crew that had to go in afterwards and fix all of the, all of the evidence that was left behind. That could
But you weren't you're not linking.
Well,
Or I had to stash you somewhere and then protect you and wipe out the building?
Yeah, because it is off-site, so if you wanted to get there and log in, like, locally.
Well, I think maybe he had a bunch of evidence and information that actually indicated what you had done, and in the wrong hands, they could implicate you rather poorly. So I could have used that information to, leverage you by saying, "Hey, I could give this to your enemies, and they could find out everything that you had done, or
Okay.
we could work together."
Well, that contributes to the story, so that can add. Okay. There was one earlier that I was like, I didn't think that would actually be helpful. Who was that? It was like a couple of rounds ago where it was like, oh, I'm not sure if you would have been there then because it wasn't part of the mission. Was it you again?
For which?
For
It was for someone else's. It might have been for Macron. Never mind.
might have been where I was looking over the details after.
Yeah, but you said you didn't want a link for that one, so take a link for this one.
Okay.
Bryn,
Um,
Erasing Babel.
yeah, I mean, I think I was there to provide, long distance assistance. I think every time I, sighted an enemy and was about to kill them, you kept shooting them first.
I
And
know I did.
I was like...
You got one guy. The one that was coming up with a knife.
yeah,
And it was
there
like,
you go.
I got you, fam.
Whereas I was just waiting for him to get close enough because he was no threat from that far away.
But you hadn't counted your bullets correctly, and you would have had to kill him with your bare hands, which of course are made of metal, so it would have been that hard and still pretty cool.
I also have a machete.
Yes. yeah. I think there could be some dialogue along the lines of oh, got that one for you. And it's like, I had it. It's like, you don't have any bullets. I have a machete.
My machete has 5 bullets.
Ma'am, machetes don't have bullets.
No, her machete does have bullets. It's like a gunblade.
What?
No, I'm kidding. Gunblades are the best weapon ever created. Don't let science or history tell you differently. Final Fantasy VIII is best Final Fantasy. Go.
Okay. Oh, okay. See, now this one I'm kind of debating. I could certainly get involved in it. But, I mean, it's like, am I just becoming a regular driver for you? Is that something that...
You've been subcontracted by UHS for some missions.
I'm getting into some dirty shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, fine. I'm gonna be like the hearse driver. We show up and there's a lot of bodies.
UHS owns
You were
us.
there to get me out of it
Yep.
before the news showed up.
Okay.
You showed up to their own
news.
Yeah. The other news?
You had to fight the elite squad. Fox and Friends.
Oh no.
Oh, man.
But the friends are giant gun robots.
Metal Gear.
Yeah.
Metal Fox. All right. And Caitlin, were you there destroying your own corporation?
Probably not.
Okay, I had a feeling. All right, and then let's bring it around one last time. Michael, bring us home.
I probably hacked the parish, completely stole a bunch of their subscription numbers, uploaded it to the free market, and got into a lot of trouble and made a lot of friends. So people who were like, yay, down with the system, we get free access to the afterlife, and they probably were forced to create some sort of sub-heaven where people can go for the 3-month trial period. And it just ruin their entire concept.
It's just like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia for 3 months, and you're like,
Yeah. Like, oh, you got one of the free ones. Oh, crap.
it's like AOL discs. You have to keep putting them into your corpse
Yeah.
every 3 months.
Yeah, exactly.
Purgatory.
So I don't know.
Purgatory.
I don't know where everyone else lies within that scandal, but
Well, we pass it to the left.
I don't know what I would have done to like be helpful with that, but if you can think of something, I can. But also, I feel like we have a lot of links.
How would you be interested in, and would that be something you would be interested in helping?
Yeah, I mean, maybe like you needed like someone to go in and give you like a physical access, right?
more
So
than likely, I probably needed some
Yeah.
hardware in the actual
you could say you actually
server
like
and stuff.
we could say you hacked into me, and so UHS doesn't know I was deployed. So like as far as they know, I was plugged in and charging, but you actually deployed me to there to get
All right,
the info.
so 9 is in. James.
I think I might have been involved as kind of like, you needed someone to kind of play the part of someone actually interested in this organization. And,
Now they have a copy of your soul print.
Please tell me you can hack that. You can hack that, right?
Your soul?
Please
Absolutely.
no.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. But yeah, like, yeah, but like, I think like outside the vehicle doing anything like that, like it's literally like, we need someone, and I know you, and yeah, I'm willing to pay well, and I'm like, all I have to do is what, like sit through seminars and stuff like that, and pay with this fake credit chip you gave me.
Yeah.
Okay. Why not? I do a lot worse things for money. Why not do this? I think that's how I got involved. So I was actually like, it was actually a bit of a social challenge for me.
Nice, I like it.
Oh, maybe the credit chip held like the virus or something that got uploaded.
Oh yeah, something like that. Yeah, but it was just, I just basically had to just be like, credit chip. How you doing?
Okay,
Parrish does not like you.
Right.
does this seem like a scoop?
Who doesn't?
It does, actually. How about I also ran a distraction so that they had some of their mental capacity also focused on what I was, well, not me under my own name, but what I was having written about them at the same time.
So there was a celebrity scandal at the exact same moment?
At the exact same moment, yeah.
Poor
You just
Laria Dova and Kato Kensa
published some fake news.
Yeah,
trading
totally.
genitals in the back alley.
Trading genitals.
I just want to see what. Hey, you've got your peanut butter in my chocolate.
Okay.
What's your character's name again?
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
Haze.
Hayes.
Like my normal name? Because Hayes is like my Matrix name.
Yeah.
I probably
But
know
I feel like-
I probably know you by your Matrix name.
Yeah.
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 Probably who most people know me by.
Yeah.
I only know you because there's like some weird log files left in my head.
And you,
Who the fuck's this?
were you involved?
I think so.
Oh, damn.
Team effort.
What'd you do?
I think I was the one making sure that whoever they sent after you didn't come close.
Okay. That works for me.
For a handful of subscriptions.
You get to go to heaven now. All dogs go to heaven. You get to go to the heaven with all dogs.
Oh.
Love.
You're stuck in the
Cyber
3-month
dogs.
heaven, but you keep going
Laugh.
back to it.
Imagine getting accidentally uploaded to the dog heaven.
Oh no!
Wait, is that an accident?
Whoa!
And I'm just sitting there like dogs.
No dog, don't pee on me. Okay. So the very last thing I'm going to do, just for my own edification, or for my own knowledge, is that everything on your sheet is relevant, but I only need to know certain things, and those are flags on your character sheet. Now, they're not listed as such. They're only listed in the Master of Ceremony section. But, for example, James is hunted.
Yep.
That is a flag. James taking flagged, or taking hunted, means that he wants to have that come into play. Or else he wouldn't have checked that box. So, James, you're hunted. Is there anything else I should know about your character that dictates the way you want to play this game?
Let's see here.
So, usually it's a plus hunted or something like that.
Okay. Just taking a look through here.
Sure. go.
My Ox, my large drone, has obvious on it. So it clearly looks like a military style drone when it rolls out. There's no hiding that thing.
Okay.
I think that
Where
is.
did you get?
Sorry.
Where did you get the drone?
Toys R Us. They're back.
Happy.
They're back. Toys R.
Actually, that would be a great name for a drone. For a drone.
Toys R Us.
Toys R Us.
They had to diversify their market, and now they're doing great.
Oh man.
But I think that's about it.
Call them toy soldiers. Caitlin, do you have anything on your sheet that is similarly a plus X?
Well, with my cyberware, I'm owned by Babel. With my neural interface, I've got some pluses.
What are they?
Inaccessible partition and high speed.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you want to play someone who owns secrets.
I do.
James wants to play someone who does big boomy. What do you want? What's your whole thing, James?
Sorry.
What's the reason you want to play this character?
I want to play this character to get into the thick of it. This is a guy who's been thrown into a world that's not really his own, and he's growing up, and he's kind of bringing in this kind of outlander
You're a roughneck.
bravado to it.
You're a roughneck.
Yeah, like
You're basically like a Creole swamp folk fighting gators who got brought to the city.
exactly right, and like I'm geared up and I'm capable, and let's do some.
Please
shit.
tell me
And
that
I'm
you
gonna
have
prove
a.
I'm better than everybody.
Please
else.
tell me you have a fan boat, like one of those boats with the giant fans on.
Why not? You said the entire surrounding was a swamp, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably got a place out there. It may just be on fire and rigged with landmines now.
All right. Back around the table, Bryn. Do you have anything on your sheet that I need to know about? So you want to play something android based?
Yeah.
So humanity? Question mark.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. Like maybe an android with a bug, like she's supposed to be manufactured to just like kill stuff and follow orders, but has a bug where she's like, why am I here? Should I be killing things? What are things?
Should I be killing not things? Can you kill not things? Should I keep killing until I find out?
What is thing? What is language? Then you call over the comms and you're like, can you shoot this guy?
Oh, sorry. What is sorry? The capital of Canada. Do you have any?
I think I'm like plus owned, and that's probably about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Michael, what do you want to do?
Makes sense.
Well, my directives pretty much say it all. I'm deceptive when your lies about your identity or your past put the group at risk and get experience.
You want to play a liar?
And network when my membership in Iodine puts the mission at risk and get experience. So they really conflict with each other too, because I'm working for the corporation, but I'm also lying about it.
All
What
right.
I'm actually doing there.
And then Christine.
Well, I am owned, for one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to play the character that walks in and gets shit done. Like, Judge Dredd, John Wick style.
All right, so I've got my notes here. We are going to take a 5-minute break, but for you, that's going to be almost instantaneous, dear viewer, and we will see you very soon in the Sprawl. Welcome back to the Sprawl. This is Dork Tales. I'm your Master of Ceremonies, Kelly, and tonight we are playing our first episode of the Sprawl. We appreciate you tuning in, and quick round of introductions. Thanks for coming back after our other quick round of introductions from the other episode. Let's start on the right this time.
Oh, hi. I'm Caitlin. I'm going to be playing Penny Price, who is a reporter.
And I am James, and I am playing Victor Crudge, the driver and drone rigger.
My name's Bryn. I'm playing 9. She's an infiltrator and a murder robot.
I'm sorry, what kind of robot?
Murder.
Murder.
It's pronounced Moida.
Moida.
I'm Michael. I am playing Hayes the hacker, or just Chase Miller, as well, no one calls him that.
Mr. Miller.
Mr. Miller.
Do you have those reports?
I need that T90.
Oh.
Hi, I'm Christine, and I'm playing Nova the Killer.
All right. So, game is going to start very similar to as it always does, there in the place that you know as the Oasis. The phone call that comes in is innocuous. Who gets it?
I'll pick it up.
All right. It's a man on the phone. His voice is sharp and slightly clipped. Hello.
Hello.
Is this...
Yeah,
Are you looking for work, friend?
I'm always working for work.
Good. That's exciting. I was hoping you could meet me for a bite to eat with your team.
I think we can probably arrange that.
Oh.
I'll have to make sure they're all available.
See that they are. It's 9 o'clock now. 11 o'clock.
Who may I pass on? He's inviting us to dinner.
My name is Mr. Day, and you'll be meeting me at the Red Shanghai Bistro.
I will make a log of that. All right.
See you soon. Click. He paid for the tone dial.
So, I think Crudge will just take a moment to appreciate that. Just listen to that dial tone for a moment. Really extract the value from that before switching it off and turning back to the rest of the team. And that was Mr. Day at the Red Lion.
No, the Red
Shanghai.
The Red Shanghai.
Oh, you were immediately fired.
I've got playback. I can get it back.
The Red Shanghai Bistro.
So I'm gonna look like I'm assuming we have like a little like a seat like a base or something like that, like that we're operating out of like an old like warehouse or something like that.
Sure, why not? What is it like?
I think it's probably got like it's probably got like a double like supply bay kind of garage, and we've like knocked out the middle of it, so I've got enough room to park my like workbenches and stuff like that in there.
Do me a favor, James. I want you to do me.
You got it.
I want everybody at this table actually to roll me one die. Add them all together. What do we got?
6.
12? 16? 17, 18? You got a 6 as well?
Yeah.
Okay, 24. This is the former location of Terranex Specialized Development. Who knows what they did?
We just
Turns
keep
out
finding weird stuff on the ground.
Little like rat mouses?
Yeah.
Or not lizard mouses.
There's one closet you just don't go into. It's like ka-tunk.
That's right.
We don't. Anyway, so I'm gonna probably go and trudge my way into the kind of the main area of it, where I'm assuming the rest of these guys are kind of set up their little shop.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm just gonna open up the door, I'm like, "Hey, we got a job. Hello?
I'm sorry, are we all there right now?
I have no idea.
I'm
Tell me."
Who is there?
I'm probably there. I probably got my weapons all stripped down and am cleaning them.
Are you blindfolded?
I mean, duh.
I could be there. I
I'm
could be there
practicing for the next
typing
time
stuff
that-
up or recording something.
I think I'm practicing for the next time I have to win a bet on doing that.
How about you're like racing me? You just like program me to like compete with. So it's just like robot assembling and disassembling a gun.
Sure.
So Crudge will come crudging over. Hey, what are you guys up to?
Keep it down. Just give me a second.
We're assembling and disassembling our weapons.
Who are you talking to on the phone, Caitlin?
I'm actually probably just listening to just some
Plot People Cast?
yeah, well, like a scanner, but like I'm probably scanning news stations or something like that.
Sure, sounds good.
Or like they probably have a.
Do you have any
like
interesting stories that you're hearing?
Nothing really at the moment, but I'm just going through it just to see if anything.
Food Ride in the third pavilion tonight has brought to its knees another batch of colonial marine. Another protest against economics refined has. The Communist Student Union has risen again and immediately collapsed under the weight of their own hubris. Jeff Bezos the 72nd does not exist thanks to time travel. And other fictive stories. This
Is NPR.
is NPR.
There's nothing. Alright, fine. What was it?
Well, we got a job. A Mr. Day called me on the secure line. He wants to meet up with us at the Red Shanghai Bistro.
And done. Pull off, look at you.
I'm holding like 2 guns.
God damn it, programmed you too fast.
Would you like me to lower my difficulty setting?
Okay, let's maybe not throw shade like that. I'm gonna actually like step away from
I mean,
behind.
you're probably doing them in like 5 seconds, and I'm taking like 10.
Yeah.
So if you can do those that fast, can you give me a hand with my cannon later?
It depends if I have the schematics.
I got the schematics. So far.
Okay.
Cool. Anyway,
What's this about a job?
Who was it?
well, they're not gonna give you real names at this point. It's Mr. Day
Oh, okay.
at the Red Shanghai Bistro.
Ugh.
He said noon, right?
Midnight.
At midnight.
Wait, he said 11. What are you talking about?
At 11. At
You
11.
threw me off with noon, James.
Okay, which time is it?
11 p.m.
Okay.
2300.
Yes.
Yeah, that.
Red Shanghai is a place that's fancy.
It is, actually. It's above most of your credit ratings.
Oh shit, really?
Seems an odd place for a meeting. Jeez.
I'm gonna go try to find something to wear.
They use real meat there.
They have 52
Classy.
downvotes. Actually, so apparently,
Are you just manifesting digitally?
no, I'm probably like in the Matrix right now, but I'm just like talking out of like, just because he's like engaged with everything simultaneously.
Just muttering out of the corner of your mouth.
You know,
So what, this is probably already 8 o'clock or something?
It's past 9.
Past 9.
Yeah.
So yeah, actually that makes sense for everybody to be here then. No day job.
So do you decide to go?
I'm gonna go. I need money.
wait, is he paying for
Yeah,
food?
it's a job.
Probably. I mean, that is not. That's pretty normal for these kind of things, isn't it?
Yes, 'cause I could eat.
This is more your thing than mine.
I don't know. I haven't eaten at a nice place like in person in a while.
Do I look like I've got like mottled flesh from chemical exposure, and I'm normally like dressed in like work overalls with like gear hanging off me all the time.
We might want to throw a tarp over you.
You said he'd find something to wear. I'm sure he'll
I said
round
I'd
up
try to find something to wear.
2 tarps,
something.
just in case the first tarp blows up.
Hey, like you're the big Matrix man. Can you like download me something or
Yeah,
order
here's
me
the
something?
menu. You
Oh,
can't.
no,
You
not
can't
food.
afford.
I mean clothing. Like
What size are you?
I don't think I will list off my size. Industrial dungarees size 4.
They have 3, and they have 6. For some reason, your happy account isn't working very well these days.
We could get you a large size as possible, and we can see if we can modify it.
Oh, no, there's a 4 available, but it has a shipping charge.
Ugh.
It doesn't matter what the shipping charge is. Fuck that.
Don't worry, I've ordered you one on your account. I gave him a tip, too.
You are in person here, remember?
You're okay with purple, right? That was the only color they had.
Yeah.
I could assist with entering the venue. However, I'm only allowed to assist with UHS approved business. Nova, is this UHS approved business?
It's approved now. We're good.
Okay,
Just say yes.
sure. Understood.
I'll get it approved in like 20 minutes. We're good.
20 minutes pass and it is indeed approved, and your outfit does arrive via little drone that's about the size of a toaster with a small blue reactor on the bottom that serves as its hover lift. It shimmies through the dog door in the wall that's specifically built for these drones and delivers a bit of cloth that is honestly about the size of an overstuffed envelope and unfolds into a full suit. It is a bit baggy.
It's still a dramatic improvement over what I got.
And after that, you make your way to the Red Shanghai.
I would like to do one thing. I'd like to, just because I'm a little bit paranoid, can I just check this thing over for bugs or anything like that?
The suit?
Yeah.
You find no bugs.
Cool.
You know enough. You run it through your EMP cycler. It's fine.
I probably just toss it in the microwave for a couple of minutes.
I would have also gotten changed to
A little more.
appropriate for the place.
Sounds good. You all dress fairly inconspicuously. And are led there where a woman in a flowing red traditional Chinese dress will meet you at the front door and walk you in. The restaurant is just closing. And you have another half hour before they turn in for the night. The place is mostly empty. A man sits across the table from a robot playing mahjong, smoking on a synthetic cigarette, his cybernetic eye dancing over a scarred cheek, swearing in definitely Mandarin, heavily accented and very angry as he smacks the mahjong tiles off the table, and the robot gives a... Changed my setting then. Wong. Please, this way. The waitress takes you to a table behind some folding screens. Everything about this place screams old world antique. And there, behind the screen, you'll see a single man sitting at a table, drink in his hand, and as you walk in, he'll raise it. Good. You're on time. He's fairly well built, you think, with a square face and features Korean, maybe? He is wearing a black suit, and actually, he's dressed like me, down to the sunglasses. And as you approach, he will slide them off, lean forward in his chair, and look you over. And as he does in the dim light, you can see the green glow of cybernetic eyes scanning over you. Good. You are the right people. I was worried you wouldn't come armed. I expected you to come more armed.
Don't worry. Everything's close at hand.
Well, if you wouldn't mind, there are 6 chairs, and I am only occupying 1.
I will drop heavily into one of them.
I have taken the liberty of ordering a round of food. There is a custom here called dim sum. You have missed the dim sum hour. But I did pick a number of things off the menu from traditional mainland Chinese cuisine, as well as a few that I am familiar with. Please, enjoy.
Thank you.
Are you drinking alcohol, synthahol, hyperhol?
Not at the moment. Business is best on a clear mind.
But also a little bit of social lubrication. Is
Yes, you
always
need it,
good.
Crudge.
Oh, they have
Thank
apple
you.
juice. I'll get an apple juice, please.
I'll have one of those hyperhalls.
He will speak to the waitress in another language, and it doesn't quite sound like Mandarin. It could be Cantonese, could be Korean. It all kind of blurs together at this future. All languages are more dialects of a universal language. And she saunters off, comes back a moment later with a number of extravagant dishes that waft up with a pungency to them. It's been a long time since you've smelled meat that at one point could shit.
Oh, this looks good.
You think it's probably cloned? Because there's no way a non-cloned animal could survive out here, and there's no way that you could afford it or that he could afford it.
I will sit down. I've got one of those little tiny like purse backpacks, like about that big, the fancy ones. It hits the ground with a much harder thump than you would think it would. It probably, in fact, it has my disassembled rifle in it.
Man.
And you dig in and enjoy. The hyperhol hits you like a mule. The synthahol is alcohol that purges your system really quickly. Basically makes you feel good, but you can sober up with a moment's notice.
Oh, this is good. I haven't had stuff like this since Grand Mesa.
Well, and now that you've had a bit of food, I was hoping we could discuss our arrangement. Do you know of the television channel Momopop?
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that the one with the giant plush characters? It's like one of them's like an otter.
You are aware, yes. There's one character in particular that I'm very interested in. Momopop's new mascot, Risa Bell. The girl of your dreams. Those of you who are into this thing, Risa Bell is a living anime girl. Surgically elongated eyes, proportions that are impossible without either surgery or technografting. I have a request. Risa Bell has fallen in with some rough company. A man named Dead Flynn, who rides with the Zen Oni gang.
Have I ever heard of this guy?
I don't know. Have you?
Let's see here.
Tell me how you know him.
I think he used to have contacts with they used to have like that gang operates in the city, but it used to operate like it used to have connections to the outside, because you know you got your product out or in whatever, and that they were kind of working with the kind of the Outland Reavers group that I portrayed.
Cool. Yeah, and you'll also know that he's called Dead Flynn because he died. And then they brought him back with a 90% cyberbird body.
Huh.
Potentially including his brain. It's kind of iffy.
Sorry, again, he's from what Oni gang?
The Zen Onis.
Zen.
Which doesn't make any sense etymologically, but hey. The mission is simple. You find Risa. You acquire Risa. You make Dead Flynn live up to his name. For good. You bring Risa back to a drop-off point that we will negotiate after you acquire her. Then you will get paid.
Ooh. I'm not so sure about working without a retainer here. And so he'll lean forward. It's it sounds like we're putting in all the risky part and not getting any pay until after we all might be dead.
Are you new at this, sir? I thought that you were experienced at this type of work.
Oh, main part of credits, sure. But I think there's lots but I think there's lots of stuff that you might be able to offer besides just money. To see this job through. Can I get the job?
Actually, you have to roll it because you wouldn't shut up. It's the character who talks the most during the first scene.
Yeah, okay.
So, hopefully you have enough socials.
It's an edge roll. I've got +2 edge.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's kind of what I do.
I was worried that you didn't. I'm like, shut up, James.
Oh, yeah, this is what this guy does. Yeah, this is
All right, that sounds good then. That sounds perfect. I thought you were just...
I know, he's a boisterous asshole. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
I was because I've got 0 edge.
I was thinking Caitlin would be the one with the edge, but...
I only got +1.
All
Got
right.
more mine.
So, James, you can do a get the job roll. Go ahead.
Does anyone is anyone helping me?
I do.
Yeah.
Because if these guys look suitably scary and stuff like that, they might bolster us a little bit.
All right, let's look up the help move. Sorry, you have... There we go. Help or interfere is the most versatile. So, you're going to do it?
Yeah.
All right, so you may do so. Go ahead and make me a help roll first.
Is it 2 dice?
It is 2 dice, and you add your links.
Where's help?
It's right here.
Now, mind you, if you fail, you're going to harm him. What'd you get?
+1 for links, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so 11.
11?
Yeah.
All right, so... All right, so are you helping or hindering?
I'm helping. I think I'm wearing a evening dress or whatever, or my physical disguise is an evening dress, and I sit next to the dude, and I'm like, "Can't you help us out?"
You have such polite friends.
They're the cultured bunch. I just get the shit done.
Direct and to the point. I like that. Go ahead and roll, James, with +1 forward.
So that gives me 9.
All right, choose one from the list. Is that including the +1 forward?
Yes, I rolled an 8 and I got +1.
But don't you get
Yeah, you got your edge as well.
Oh, edge as well. Oh, yeah. So it gives me. Oh, yeah. So that we're
11.
we're 10 plus. Yeah.
All right, so choose 3.
All right. Let's see here.
These are all good things to pick too.
Oh, right. So it's tough to pick. Just pick the ones. I think I'm gonna go with the job pays well because that sounds fantastic. The employer provides useful assets and sorry?
Information.
And the employer provides useful information.
All right. So the way that works is that you are going to have a point of intel going forward and a point of gear going forward as a group. Those are going to be able to be used in the action stage. So jot that down on a post-it or something. Anybody can use that during the action scene. For example, you break into whatever place this is and you're like, oh no, the security droids are going nuts. You're like, thankfully we have the override code. Beep.
So it was
And the
a point of gear and a point of intelligence?
intel, yeah.
Yeah.
And so you can just call that in at any time during action.
We might almost want to have someone who's just kind of like the banker for that kind of stuff. We might get more covered. Just to keep track of it.
Some of them you only have as one person, though, I think.
Yeah.
This one's for the group, though.
Yeah.
So he'll smile. Very well. If you get shit done, I will be happy to compensate you handsomely. In the meanwhile, and he'll reach under the desk and pull out a gunmetal attaché case and slide it across the table.
Ooh.
Until then, that will suffice as payment for now.
And I'll take a look at it.
There is something in there that will be used later as gear.
Aww.
Yeah, it glows orange at your face. And
Very well. Very well.
as you can see, I'm very serious.
I can tell. All right.
Sorry, I love the style of play. It's so over the top and great. Now, besides, you have no idea how many credits you just ate. To think I was less than serious. Perhaps you should read your cookies first.
Oh. Oh, do you use a... Okay, cool. That's a good power move. Open up my cookie and take a look at what it says.
It says, the man who averts his gaze misses out on the obvious. And as you look up from the cookie, he's gone.
Whoa!
You just kind of got up when you looked at the cookie. It wasn't very
I watched it happen.
mysterious.
I was like, well done, sir. Well done.
He's just slick.
Crudge looks up and has a shocked exclamation. The rest of us just look at him like, what?
Where'd he go?
He got
got
up.
up.
Left?
You took a long time to read that cookie.
Well, I'm trying to figure out what averts mean.
Oh. Of course you are. All right.
What does it mean?
Just put it down.
I'm taking the rest of the cookie.
Oh, okay.
All right, and with that, you go and you're going to enter the legwork phase, beginning of next session, which is about all we have time for tonight.
Okay.
So that is going to be where you shine.
Yeah. Can I do something at the start of a mission, or is that in the
Yeah, you can do it right now. Yeah.
Okay. So it says knows for stories at the start of a mission. I can roll edge and then gain holds.
Yes, you can. So go ahead and can you be helped in this?
It doesn't say so.
Okay, you can be helped in anything, I think, if you'd like. But
Oh, sure. Yeah, if you guys want to. We'll...
does anybody
What is
have?
it?
So basically, she is hunting for intel.
Yeah.
So anybody who has a way who could have helped her or could think of a way in the fiction to help her can add to her roll. You have to roll help, so you roll your links with her.
So you're saying you need someone to go through the entire backlog of videos. All right.
Okay.
All right, go.
I could write an algorithm and get it done in like half the time.
All right, so who are you picking? I think you can only have one person helping at a time.
I'll probably choose James this time.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and roll with your links.
So my links to Penny is 1.
Oh, you
Okay.
do?
Yep.
Oh, boy, everyone jumped on my pool.
So I got
That's okay.
7.
7. All right.
So that means I think I do.
That's,
You do the middling one.
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't help, but it doesn't hurt.
yeah.
7 9. You were implicated in the results of the other character's
but-
move.
Oh,
So if
But also on a 7
I
plus.
see, I see, I see.
7 plus, or on OC you get +1.
You get +1,
But
but if
you're
it goes wrong...
Yeah, but if anything goes, if you do something wrong, I get caught up in it too.
All right, Caitlin.
Okay.
All right, Penny, let's do this.
All right.
Better remember, refer to you only as character names.
I got an 8.
Plus James? Or plus...
Oh, yeah. No,
And then
do I get
plus
a plus
Crutch?
one?
And-
Yeah, you got plus.
You get
You
plus
get
one
+1 for
forward
me.
from Crutch.
And then you get whatever your was it research that you're doing?
Whatever stat that is.
Yeah, it's edge. So
Okay.
I already did that.
Cool.
Okay.
So
Right,
then
so
it
that's
was... So you have 9 then?
That's a 9 then. Yeah.
Okay, so what does that give you according to your sheet?
I gain 1 hold. During a mission, I can spend 1 hold to invoke one of the following effects.
Cool. Then write down you have 1.
Okay.
Does anyone else have a beginning of mission power they'd like to evoke?
I don't think so.
All right, and with that, you'll finish your meal and head off to go do some legwork. And as you step into the city street outside of the Red Shanghai, and start heading toward your vehicle again. None of you notice the red eyes watching from a nearby rooftop. And none of you hear, this is Alpha Bravo 7. We have them in sight. This is going to be too easy. Over. And we're going to call game there. So thank you very much for tuning in to episode 1 of The Sprawl. This is a tag-on episode for the previous final build session. And it's not just like an hour-long episode. So how do you guys like this so far?
I like it. Yeah, I think it'll become better and better as we get kind of more into our characters. And...
Just like thrust yourself into the breach.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, now that we've finalized everything on the characters, it'll be that much easier to be like, okay, no, this is the links, here's what we've done already.
And what I'm going to really try to do is I have a bad habit in games of where I like to ask for like perception rolls and things like that. I am not going to do that unless there's something in the scene that would directly cause you harm or would... where your fate's at stake, right? Like there's a tripwire, right? But if it's just, what do you see? I'll be like, what do you see? Or I'll tell you what you freaking see.
Yeah,
right?
we get to write a lot more of this.
Yeah, so I want you to be a little more proactive. And I know for some of you, you're used to like playing in like a D&D World of Darkness type of fashion. So it'll be a little harder for you. Some of you are a little more like forward with that, and some of you are other dungeon masters, storytellers, stuff like that. So
don't let me bully things. I've got a guy who's a bit of a bully.
Chris? Oh, your character?
Yeah, like
they're talking about blog. I'm like, blog?
Your character's name should have been Chris Blog.
Oh my god.
He is a Chris blog.
I don't think that may not be good.
We'll talk. That's your next character. All right, thank you very much for tuning in to Dork Tales. We will see you next time. Good night.